Good evening, Lucid. My name is Dakota Izumi. I'm the Senior Managing Partner of Izumi, Gray & Manning, LLC. I'm here to make an opening statement on the topic of the current election, and in particular, my opinion on mayoral nominee Wilcox Sandu. Before I begin, I would like to thank the mayor for providing everything he has been able to up until this point. Being the mayor is no trivial task. There are not always straight answers, nor are the solutions ever simple. You have my thanks for your efforts, time, and service to our city. I would like to thank Wilcox for having the courage to put yourself in the spotlight and take initiative to correct issues you've identified. I would like to thank Weazel News for facilitating this statement, and most importantly, I would like to thank all of the citizens of Lucid for standing up for what you believe in and making this city diverse and alive. I first would like to state that I do not have any personal quarrels with our mayoral candidate Wilcox Sandu, and that my opinions are strictly a matter of profession, interest, and well-being of Lucid City. In the late evening of Wednesday, July 26th, a vibe post was made by Wilcox Sandu stating his plans if he becomes mayor under the guile of what Lucid City citizens deserve. He proceeds to make 4 bullet points, all of which I will be commenting on. The 4 points he makes are better prices on emergency services, businesses that want to hire you, police held to a higher standard, and a mayor to be around to hear your voice. The first point he makes is, quote, better prices on emergency services. This point immediately caught my eye, which led me to further analyzing the post and consequently making me give this statement in the first place. I can only imagine that when Mr. Sandu says better prices on emergency services, he means to reduce the cost of medical treatment in some fashion. What concerns me about this is the consequences of such reduction, which leads me to believe he's just giving the people candy and telling them nice things that they want to hear just to win votes. An obvious fact, historically, is that the city's emergency medical services have struggled greatly. There has always been a severe shortage in emergency service workers and resources. EMS has never had the funding or resources to be able to sustain their employees by way of appropriate funding and pay, equipment for expansion, and subsequently longevity of its employees. Reducing the prices of emergency services would only impact this further, as Mount Zona Medical Facility could, in time, reduce the pay of employees when they should, in fact, be increasing the pay of their employees by a significant amount as motivation or incentive to retain employees. EMS runs into a situation where they don't have any senior employees to train any new employees due to the fact that hospital staff don't stick around for long. At face value, the citizens of Lucid would see better prices on emergency services and think that it's a great thing for them. However, a mayoral candidate should be thinking further into the future and looking more deeply into the city's issues. It would only cause more harm to the citizens if the EMS crisis isn't fixed. Spending a little bit of money extra for emergency services is not as great an issue as not having the hospital staff to give them the appropriate services in the first place. The second point he makes is, quote, businesses that want to hire you. This sounds like another piece of voter candy, as I can't imagine what the effect of mere presence of a particular mayor would have on an employer's desire for a particular applicant. Any business owners listening to this statement can reflect on their business and try to imagine how a mayor could make a person who is not the right candidate for a job somehow a more desirable candidate. If you aren't qualified for the job, then you aren't qualified for the job. An individual is the only person who can make themselves more desirable for a job through self-improvement or negotiation. I would love to hear more about what the mayoral candidate specifically means when he says businesses that want to hire you. The third point he makes is that police will be held to a higher standard. I would love to hear the deeper intent of this comment as well. I would like to make a reminder that I myself used to be the district attorney, and am now back to being a criminal defense attorney. I've seen both sides, and all of my clients can attest that I'm very effective in criminal defense. I hold no bias when I make the following statement, as evident from my success rate. Lucid City has an egregious crime rate. There are severe extremes when it comes from the moral right and wrong, and the balance between police officers being able to effectively enforce the laws and protect citizens, all while making sure criminals are dealt with in as safe and effective manner as possible. It's near impossible to be perfect. As the mayor of the city, again, you must see the bigger picture and understand the effects, the deeper aspects of the workings of Lucid. If your intent is to disarm police officers and effectively make the city a more dangerous place, then I can't imagine the right fit for the position of mayor wouldn't be a better fit elsewhere. The city relies predominantly on the balance between effective law enforcement and the avoidance of a totalitarian state. You can't have too strict of cops, but also cannot nullify their methods. Lucid has been around for a very long time, and an idea as simple as police held to a higher standard will not suffice as an answer to gain my support. These reasons alone are why I will not support the nomination of Wilcox Sandu, and I do hope more candidates will be entered into the election. It only appears to me that the mayoral candidate is looking to be liked in general, who is interested in telling the people what they want to hear, as opposed to developing methods and strategies to elevate our city into a position far more successful than it is now. I do look forward to more depth, consideration, and reflection from Wilcox Sandu, and I hope to see an interview with the mayoral candidate touching on his points that he previously stated. To the citizens of Lucid, thank you for doing all you can to make this city what it is. I'm truly grateful for each and every one of you.